Good day, traders. This is Rick with your futures trading coach aftermarket update for the live trading alert call room. Today's Friday, October 30th, and I'm going to let you guys know what we did today. Today in the room, we had up to 6 or 7 opportunities, 1 in gold, 1 in the ES, and 4 or 5 in the NASDAQ. And I'm going to run through everything here really quick to round out the week. We did have a great week. We got long on the night after the 939 candle on the gold. That was at 87.3. Okay, and I told everybody it might come up a little bit higher, even if it comes down. But it was a short trade. I said ultimately they want to come down. It just may test a little bit higher. Now, what happened is if somebody got in right there at 87.3, then they never really had to add. Okay, and it worked out. However, when it came back up and came back down, I had spotted a trade in the NASDAQ. So I said, look, if you're more comfortable with the NASDAQ, if this is coming down, the NASDAQ's probably coming down. Take the NASDAQ and get out around break even. Okay, so either way, it was a scratch. I basically called the trade off. Now, the only thing I said was some people waited. I said, if you don't want to take it here, you can try to get it up a little bit higher. Those people who took it up higher short obviously could have stayed in the trade if they wanted to. Okay, but either way, everybody, as you see, was easily able to get out. It never went more than 20 ticks against us, and it was fine. However, in the NASDAQ, there was a trade right here that we took that I wanted everybody to be in. I didn't know that it was going to go this far, obviously, but we did have targets much lower, a couple hundred ticks. It went much lower than that, but I wanted more people to be in that trade. We'll get to that in a second. In the ES, after we murdered the NASDAQ, in the ES, we got long on a death candle trade. That's one of our reversal signals. On the 1051 candle, I literally called the trade short at 32.34, and that sucker went all the way up. Initially, on that initial push, it went up 11 points. Okay, boom, 11 points straight up. And I told everybody there was lower targets, so they may try to come and test lower, see if they can bottom out, which they actually is what they're trying to still do right now. But so you wouldn't be able to really stay in that trade very long. But obviously after 11 points, most people are out anyway. So, or at least with most of their contracts. So if you go to entry, you get up to 11, and then boom. And I did have hard targets up there. I said the market was going to try to get above 40, 42. So you had 3 candles where you could have taken profits there. And it was just a good trade. In the NASDAQ, we tried to fire off a long, which worked beautifully. At 51, that trade made almost 100 ticks, more than 100 ticks after 51, 71, over 100, 25 points, literally straight up right there. That was a beautiful trade on the 933 candle. And then we pounded the NASDAQ short. It was just a sick trade at 18 on the 942 candle. And never looked back. Again, we had targets all the way down. And now, again, by the time the trade went, 80, 300 ticks or plus 300 ticks, most people were out. So again, we don't pretend in the room like, we got a 900 tick trade. I mean, the reality is we got in right here, short. That's where we got in. You can see it never even came up to the entry. Obviously, you're expecting a couple retracements. This was an initial one. After that, any reasonable trail, you would have been able to stay in anywhere here. But again, 300 on the initial push. Most people were out. There were a few people in the room that said they were going to stay short the whole day. People do whatever they want. That's fine. And that was a monster trade. But for those who were out, I called a long trade at 73. And that one went up to 90. It went up 60 ticks, straight up, boom, 60 ticks. Okay, at 73. I told everybody that they needed to close above 90, which they never did. So 90 and 995, this circle here was a target that we had on the way down. I told everybody they had to get above there. I said, if they don't, we'll see what else we can do. Market came back down again after it made 60 ticks. And then we hit long here on another trade. We got long at 57.75, and that made about 80 ticks. First time it made 50, second time it made 80. I'm running out of time here on my video. So check out our free trial, www.futurestradingcoach.com. Great day, great end of the week. See you guys back next week. Sick day.